Oh man. About to do something I've never done before. I've never been live on Instagram. Like for real, if I think about the amount of time that I spend teaching, training, leading, putting information out there for people, I have this will be a different experience for all of us. And I had the inspiration earlier today about a challenge that I extended to my friends in the world. Now, I don't know who else is going to be on. Oh, I see that Johnson Graphics joined. Hey, welcome. This is going to be a challenge for me. First time doing anything, but I had an inspiration a few minutes ago. And one of the things that I'm disciplining myself to do is taking action on the inspirations that I get. And a month ago, I was challenged by one of my partners just to go live and teach people the vocabulary of personal finance, of understanding the words that they need to get to the results that they want to create. I'll look for your text message. Make sure to text me again today. I'll make sure that we're looking at the same phone number, but also shoot me a message in the inbox. But in our conversation today, here's my goal. I want to make sure to educate. I don't have anything to sell you other than a new mindset when it comes to money. Meaning, I'm going to go from A to Z, talking about the mindset, the mentality, the thought process for creating personal financial success, understanding that these aren't the topics that were taught in school. We weren't taught to create wealth in our formal education. We were taught the words of working for someone else. So in my conversation, as we go through, I'm going to start with the letter A. I do want you to know about this conversation. It's not scripted. I have some thoughts that I've jotted down, things that I want to make sure to cover, and ideas that I want people to think about and embrace and add to their vocabulary to create different results. Meaning, and I'm just get started. By the way, thanks, shout out to Brian Bean for just making sure that we're good to ourselves about taking the things that we've learned, implementing them, teaching them to other people so that we can help people produce different results. And in this conversation, starting with the letter A, first word I want to put on your plate when it comes to wealth is abundance. It's an attitude. Attitude is also an A word, but an attitude of abundance, meaning that there's more than enough in the world, is the first concept that you have to embrace if you're ever going to create wealth. Think about it. Abundance, more than enough, more than enough, more than enough. But then the second word that comes after that attitude of abundance is affirmation. Self-talk is a real thing. Do you talk to yourself? See, right now, just now, when you were asking, who are you asking when you talk? Everybody talks to themselves. And because we talk to ourselves, one of the things that we have to affirm is that we have the ability to acquire assets to produce abundance. Hey, Auntie Gwen, I didn't know you were on Facebook, on Instagram like this. You know, this is my first time going live on Instagram ever. I'm excited to see how this all works out. Does my sound come out okay? Can you hear me? Excellent. Well, think about this. Once we affirm the things that we say to ourselves repeatedly, and I have several things that I had to condition my mind against the negative programming that was coming from the rest of the world. So I had to teach myself that I'm a miracle and money magnet. Money comes to me from the north, south, east, and west easily and daily from a variety of sources, known and unknown. My inner world creates my outer world, right? Make sure that on a daily basis, you set your mind through the process of affirming what you are. That's all. That also begins with A, but also what you are attracting. Attraction is the secret to all of it. What are you attracting into your life? What things are you looking for? And when it comes to the financial terms, we talked about abundance. We talked about affirmation. Those are the mindset. But I want you to understand that money's only a concept. Money's made in our minds. And anything that you create and manifest in your physical world, it starts up here as an idea. And the way that it works for us is that the words we speak influence the thoughts that we think and the actions that we take. And action is the key. It doesn't matter what you know. It doesn't matter what new topic you learn. If you don't take action in a different way, you never produce a result. So in our conversation, as we talk about the actions that we take. We're taking specific actions in the acquisition of assets. Yeah, that was all A words. It's mad alliteration, but it's also true. Most important concept to comprehend. Like if you ever wanted to measure the difference between the wealthy and everybody else, is how aggressively they acquire assets. What's an asset? An asset is a thing that puts money in your pocket. That's the simplest version. I didn't make up that definition. I learned it when I started reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, just really thinking about where was the money that was coming into my life going? What was it doing? And what were the things that we were purchasing, producing? So what could be an example of an asset? Now, the bank will tell you your home is an asset. All you got to do is look at your cash flow and the direction that money flows into and out of your house. The house is the bank's biggest asset. But say you are, in addition to the house that you live in, you also own a rental property. Rental property is an asset that produces two forms of wealth because it can produce that passive income through cash flow, through rents paid. But because real estate actually rides the inflation curve, meaning inflation pushes the value of that rental property up, it's also acquiring capital gains, which in America, that's another A word, in America is the lowest taxed form of income, capital gains, and cash flow at the same time. I know those are C words. We'll get to those, but remember the term. That's one class of asset. Real estate is a real asset. Other assets that you can invest in. You can invest in stocks and bonds. Now, I know that people learn the word stocks and bonds at the same time. They see the stocks and bonds reported on the same market, but they're very different things. A stock is a piece of ownership in a company, and we expect stocks to go up in value because those companies go to work every day to make money and grow their revenue. Bond is a debt. It's a company that's borrowed money in order to grow. Bonds tend to be more conservative. Stocks tend to be more for the wealthy. We'll talk about those on their individual days, but that's another class of assets, stocks and bonds. What's another category of asset? Now, for the conservative, most of us are only taught to the asset that we have is the money that we have in the bank. And listen to me clear. Money in the bank is an evaporating asset, meaning because of inflation, most savings accounts are earning less per day than the rate of inflation. So the dollar in the bank is worth less than it was the day you put it in. And because of the negligible interest that the bank pays us, they profit from our savings. Savings are right now the investment vehicle of the poor. I'm not saying you shouldn't have some money saved in a cash equivalent for your emergency fund, but keep this in theme the whole time that we're ever in this conversation. Money is a tool and it should work. It should work for us and should work hard. Another category. Matter of fact, the place where the individual in America has the biggest chance of an asymmetric return. Look that word up. Asymmetric just means I get a much larger return relative to what I have invested. That's the investor's principle. You're looking for asymmetric returns. How can I plant a seed here that grows into a tree over here and influence its performance? So a business, if you start a business, your business is an asset, especially if you get it to the position where through your efforts and the efforts of others, it grows in value and increases in revenue. But the most important asset that you can invest in? Tap right here. Your biggest asset is your ability to grow, understand, and implement new information. I think that's my conversation for today. This has been my letter A. Now, let me let you know up front about this challenge. It's not just me going live and doing something I haven't done before. I'm challenging everybody out there in the movement. Take a few minutes. Think about what happens with finance that starts with our mindset, but ends up in our results, and go live. Share just some of these concepts. Or If you're just listening, you're just learning. If this made a difference to you, share it with other people, but also hold me accountable. I said I'm going to do this for 26 days in a row, and I am on day one on a platform I've never been live on before. I'm going to go listen to this and see if it made sense. I'm going to check back in with you tomorrow, but remember to focus on an attitude of abundance. Affirm your ability to acquire assets. Assets, what are assets? They are things that put money in your pocket. Mama had a funny saying. She said, if you can put it on your ass, it's not an asset. Make sure that as we go through this journey together, keep me accountable for 26 days. Mindset, money, and listen for the message. If you're looking at this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit like, but also share with other people to get this message across as far as you can. In the comments, put in where you're tapping in from, so I know when people are hearing this message. I won't know what time I'm going live, so make sure you're subscribed so that it'll let you know when I am. I want to thank everybody that joined me for this awesome opportunity to start the process of sharing a new vocabulary. Because if you change your words, you change your speech, you change your thoughts change your actions. We got to take action if we're ever going to make traction. I think that's my time. Now I got to figure out, now that I'm on live, how do I get off live on Instagram? Let's see how this works. And over here on YouTube, I'm back. Hang on. Let me finish this session as well. And next time, somebody remind me to record. This is only on the live stream, but we'll get it on recording so that we can edit and put these together later.